What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another great episode of Road Talk. Here at Road Talk, me being your captain of this show, being the host of the show, we will be setting ourselves to chapter 1058 of One Piece, and this chapter was great. This is the start of the final arc, finally. And it had a lot of jam-packed stuff in here. We have bounties. We have Nami's Conqueror's Haki. We have down to Mihawk, Crocodile, and y'all guys' favorite, Buggy. So without further ado, let's just jump straight into chapter 1058 of One Piece. Let's go! This chapter picks off where we left last chapter with Luffy deciding to take the whole crew off of Wano down to the deep waterfall that is, and they managed to survive. But Luffy has some repercussions about that because Nami had to put Luffy in his spot. And be aware, guys, be aware, because Nami is no slouch now. Nami has King Conqueror's Haki. Okay, but for real, Nami, it's great to see everybody back into one ship, including Jinbei, because Jinbei has to learn his lesson to stay out of Nami's way, because as she's trying to scold Luffy about what he did and put everybody's lives in danger, Jinbei decides that, no, Nami, it's not a problem. Everybody survived like the grandpa he is. And Nami was like, no, Jinbei, and he needs to know what he's dealing with, and with all of this, do not try to take him out of his punishment at this time. And it was just reminding me just like of a grandpa versus a mother, when the mother has a kid that acts bad and like, no, the boy's just learning, and then the mother tries to discipline him, and the grandfather is trying to get the kid out of discipline. It's just, that's what type of relationship I felt like at this moment. And we could see Luffy just in the cage like, no, I'm sorry, and everything after getting beaten up by Nami. Straight up to Nami, because Nami can go toe-to-toe with Luffy. And Luffy has beaten Kaido, beaten Doflamingo. He can probably go toe-to-toe with Big Mom. And he cannot touch a finger on Nami. Nami is not playing no games whatsoever. As Jinbei was getting his life scared right out of him by Nami's King Conqueror's Haki, everybody started to get new bounty posters. Some of these posters caught me off guard because I could not fathom why Zoro had a lesser bounty than King. King had a 1.5 billion bounty and Zoro was lesser than that, and Zoro beat King, so I would assume that it would have been very close as like 1.4 or 1.3, but no, it was 1.11 billion berry. And I feel like there's two reasons of that. One is just because King was an ancient race, so that's why his bounty will definitely be higher. And the second is, Oda probably was just trying to keep everybody's balance between the Straw Hats commanders, and also that it was Zoro's birthday. If you don't know, Zoro's birthday is November the 11th, so that is why you see so many ones in Zoro's bounty. Other ones that caught me off guard too with Jinbei and Sanji's. I would assume that Sanji should have been number 3 in the whole pirate crew of the Straw Hats, but he was number 4, and Zoro was letting him have that. We're gonna talk about that a little later. But Jinbei had a higher bounty than Sanji at this moment, and I really couldn't put my head around it, like why. But until I just really thought about, Jinbei was a warlord at one point, so being a warlord, that gives you so much time in the spotlight. And now that same warlord is joining an emperor's pirate crew, of course that's why he's gonna be on there. Sanji was never in that same spotlight as Jinbei, so it kind of balances out. Like, you couldn't understand that, but it just threw me for a loop because Sanji beat Queen, and Queen was no slouch whatsoever, and Jinbei just fought who's who, and then his bounty went up to surpass Sanji. So it's just, I wasn't really feeling that at that time. But comment down below and tell me how you feel about the Straw Hats' new bounties. And after Sanji has his new bounty ranking of being the 4th one, Zoro had to let Sanji know, because as Sanji was groveling on the ground, Jinbei was like, oh, Sanji, what's the matter, whatever. And Zoro was like, hey, don't even bother with that 4th person over there. We are the top 3 people. Don't even acknowledge him whatsoever. And Sanji was not having it. Sanji and Zoro started to fight. And guys, we got the Straw Hat crew back together. Zoro, Sanji's fighting. Nami is beating up Luffy. Frankie is soaking because they don't got a picture of him on his poster. And Robin is feeding Chopper cotton candy. And Usopp is still scared. So it's great to have this arc starting off with all our favorite people in One Piece. And speaking of our favorite people, Crocodile, Buggy, and Mihawk was in this chapter, and they were livid at Buggy, the clown, because he was acting like a clown through this whole chapter. Crocodile and Mihawk had Buggy by the throat, and it was just looking pretty darn cool, man, just to seeing those people give it to Buggy. And the reason why they were so livid at Buggy is because he somehow became their ranking officer, or the Emperor of the Sea. And that was all by mistake. Buggy knew darn well that he was not supposed to try to overcome them, Crocodile and Mihawk, but it was just because of his crew. The people that love Buggy so dearly, the people that he met down at Impel Down and back in Marineford, all those people that gather around Buggy loved Buggy so much that they put his face in the spotlight in the middle of that poster that went around of the Cross Guild. And that is why Buggy became an Emperor of the Sea. The only reason why that Buggy was even involved with this Cross Guild business is because Buggy owed Crocodile some money. And if y'all know Crocodile does not play no games whatsoever, especially not by his money. Crocodile is the monster himself. He's like those old Capone characters, not the Capone that we know from One Piece, but the Capone of, like Chicago, New York, that Capone and the gangsters type of stuff. Okay, just making sure that was clear. But we are talking about that type of style. He doesn't play no games, and he was coming for Buggy to get his money. But somehow, Crocodile came and intervened when the Marines were coming to get Buggy. And when that happened, all Buggy crew members believed, like, oh yeah, see, I knew I was right, that Crocodile works for Buggy, because they are the most self-founded, oblivious, naive pirate crew people out there in the world. No matter what Buggy does, Buggy can say, I'm scared and don't want to fight, and somehow in their heads it will come out Buggy is trying to scare off or use different tactic to scare off whoever he's fighting. Some type of weird way, something will work like that. And when they saw that, that's why they was doing everything with the posters. And then Crocodile was coming actually to get his money at that time, and Crocodile was saying, you don't have my money. And then Buggy was like, I don't have your money, but you can use all my business that I have been doing the last couple of months or years or whatever. You can have them all, and I will work for you to repay the debt I owe you. And Crocodile was like, that was a good idea, because I do need all this so we can run our cross guild business with him and Mihawk. And guys, what we learned from the chapter from Mihawk, before he became a warlord, he was a marine hunter. Just think how crazy that is. He's a marine hunter. Like, Marines themselves ran away from him when he was popping up. And it kind of correlates to Zoro. When Zoro, before he became a pirate, he was a pirate hunter. So let's think about that. I would feel like Oda did that on purpose, of somehow combining the world's probably only marine hunter, and then Zoro, the greatest probably pirate hunter there was at that time. So I feel like that some type of way Oda in the future will play that out. And come on now, they swordsmen, and Zoro trying to go beat Mihawk. But anyways, I found that interesting. But at the same time too, what's more interesting than that was that Mihawk was a marine hunter, and then the Marines went to him and said, hey, how about you just become a warlord, and we would stop chasing you, and you would stop chasing us, and we won't have no problems, we won't have no beef. You can do whatever you want, just stop hurting us. Like, that's how cold he was. And that's not even a cherry on the top. The cherry on the top is that they are saying that in this chapter that Mihawk has better sword skills than Shanks. Yes, I said Shanks, the Emperor himself. He has better blade skills than Shanks. And guys, I don't know if you heard about the rumor. Spoiler alert. I'll give next 10 seconds I will be talking about spoilers. And probably in the movie Red that Shanks has a burning sword. So if that is very true, how is Mihawk better than that? That's just crazy. That's just crazy. And they said that he was once shoulder to shoulder with Shanks. So Shanks probably did win majority of the time during their fights and having probably better Haki. But they say in source play that Shanks was lesser than Mihawk. That very, very, very interesting, just because if Shanks has to show some more things. I think I'm more hyped about Shanks after hearing this information, because I still feel that Shanks is still higher and stronger than Mihawk. But it just gets me hyped, because if Mihawk has better swordsmen, what does Shanks have? It has to be better Haki. I feel like that Haki alone pushes him far above Mihawk. And what's interesting too about this cross-guild teamwork of this new pirate crew that's going on is that Crocodile and Mihawk do not trust nobody. And that's something they have in common, which makes them trust each other. It just kind of caught me off guard with that. I feel like Mihawk is just gonna use this time to be able to just be able to chill and relax whenever he wants to, having this big dynamic of this new pirate crew. And he could just have his, cake and eat it too, and just be chilling and relaxing until the next opportunity they has for him to have something else that he could just jump onto. And I don't feel like this dynamic of this relationship will work. I feel like when stuff hits the fan, they will be gone. Both of them would trade on each other and be out. So I don't feel like the new Emperor Sea and all this I feel like it just will be a gag for right now until, like I said, when stuff hits the fan. And we also do have Mihawk's bounty. And I am still kind of lost for words with this, because one, Mihawk has a higher bounty than his Emperor and Buggy. Buggy has a bounty of 3.1 billion, and that's even higher than Luffy. And nobody has seen Buggy at work and fighted anybody, so how is they putting this man at 3.1? Even if he has Mihawk a part of his crew, he never did anything. So it really bothered me about that Mihawk has a higher bounty than Buggy at 3.59 billion berry. His berry bounty is higher than Luffy's, and it's higher than his own Emperor and Buggy. Buggy's is at 3.1 billion. And how is that even possible to have that? How do you have somebody that's under you and they have a bigger bounty than you? That just doesn't seem right. And how in the world does Buggy have a 3.1 billion? I understand they supposedly have Mihawk under his leadership and Crocodile under his leadership, which Crocodile has a 1.9 billion berry. How does the world government not know to rearrange this? Like, come on, man. Somebody do some more work and go research that cross guild and figure out who is the strongest person over there, because let me know like what is going on actually, because Buggy, we all know he's dumb and stupid. I'm starting to feel like the world government is probably the most stupidest organization out there, just because of Luffy's devil fruit powers and all the stuff that they could have prevented if they were just being smart. And it's really dumb how the world government is acting, especially now with this cross guild information that they're receiving. Just when you thought the chapter was over, after we had all this information, we had some more information with the revolutionary armor with Dragon, Monkey D. Dragon, that is, Luffy's father. In this chapter, we have him reuniting with his commander, and that is Kuma and Dragon. And Dragon is talking to his commander, and he's asking Kuma, tell me, what is it that you seen when you was at Mary Joa? Kuma states, as you command. We didn't get no information what he says right there, but if the information leaks out with this, it's gonna be juicy. I feel like it's gonna be definitely great to hear this information, especially coming from Kuma, and hopefully Kuma is okay. We also see in the previous panel that Dragon is going to be upset with Sabo if Sabo did really kill King Cobra. Sabo really killed King Cobra. Dragon said he will be very upset with him, and there will be some repercussions that Sabo will have to deal with when he gets there. It kind of makes me think that Dragon has some type of relationship with King Cobra in some type of fashion. Maybe since King Cobra was the only royal family that chose to live on the world with the rest of the people, not with the celestial dragons. Maybe Dragon has a soft spot for people like that, and that's the people that Dragon wants to fight for and protect. And Sabo killed somebody like that, which we all know that it won't be true whatsoever. But like, I understand where Dragon is coming from if he is saying that's really was true. Speaking of Sabo, as the last panel we can see that the world government was tapping into all the calls that's out there, trying to intercept any calls out there in the world. And Revolutionary Army picks up the call, and the person that answered the call, it says, hey, it's me, Sabo. That's the last thing we get on the chapter. Guys, I don't know what's going on right now. I just know that I am excited for each and every chapter that we get of One Piece. And I'm also excited that I got you guys watching this video with me here, all my Nakama, all my family and friends. Thank you for all the support that you leave here on the channel. It really does mean a lot, all the likes and all support. And I hopefully continue to grow here at Road Talk. We have been increasing with our views lately, and I appreciate everybody that's out there in the world watching these videos. It does really mean a lot. Even the new people that's out there watching these videos, I appreciate you all, and hopefully you did enjoy this content. Until the next time, everybody, peace.